Welcome to another wonderful edition of Parenting with Tim Karl. I'm Chukwuweike and Florence Karl. We've been having a session on parenting before we went off, and also we're going back live with Tim Karl now. Waiting for them to join us now. Wow.
We're back.
The network has really been awesome. We've actually spent 35 minutes earlier, so we have 15 minutes more. So we're just going to ride on with that 15 minutes. The network can be awesome. So over to you, sir. How do you think, how can parents churn out great content? How can parents be intentional with their content in today's world?
Yeah, so what I was trying to explain earlier was the fact that, content is a function of environment, function of age, and a lot of other variables that can be very inexhaustible, depending on the location, the geographical location of the child or where the parenting is taking place. However, it is important that at every point you explain the why and not the how. So I was giving an example saying that sometimes people would say, every morning, greet your elders, right? That is content, that's an instruction. But beyond telling that child to greet, it is important to tell the child, why do you greet your elders when you see them? Now, once you tell the child the why and establish that, then it makes it easier, because whenever you are not there, it becomes easy for the child to apply that learning or that instruction or activate that content, because he understands the. But if it is instruction that you dish out, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, sometimes the child just doesn't feel like doing it, or the child feels, oh, this is old school. But if the child understands that this is the implication why this is being done, then the child automatically owns that content or that instruction, and it's easy for the child to replicate it, irrespective of where the child will find his or herself, right? So it's not just another instruction. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, irrespective of the content we want to give to our children, it is important that they understand the why. They understand the why. They understand the why. Don't give instructions. Tell them why they need to do that. And you'll be amazed that the children will even come up with more creative ways of doing such things, because they understand the need for those things to be done. And so that's, for me, I think that that's the way we've been able to do, to handle it with our own children. Because now that they understand the why this is being done, it's easy to convey the instruction. You are no longer forcing or breathing or enforcing certain things. At some point, our children asked us, why do we have to read? Why do we have to go to school? Why should this happen? Right? And now that they understand the why, it is easier for them to implement and grow in that direction. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. You have an academy. Tell us about your academy. Tell us about your academy. Tell us about your academy. What it does. Tell us about it.
So we have this, like, an institute for family. Now, it has different departments. By God's grace, this is one of the dreams, one of the things we are building. I am personally from a beautiful family setting that I know that with the way God has helped me, He wants me to help as many people as possible. And getting married to a man that is also passionate in line with that. Our stories are a little bit similar, yet different, but family is big for us. Now, inside this, we have what we call the smart parenting, hub. We have an academy for children too, which is the Smart Kids Hub. Now, all of these things is to like buttress more of what Karl has said, is to drive home and help with the process of parenting and exceptional or effective family system using each of these pointers. For instance, the children, the parents. I wanted to comment a bit on what Karl said, that in essence, he's saying that the why. So when you tell them about the why, the content now becomes easier. In fact, some of them we can even add to the content. That's part of what we do in our academy. Okay, so even when we're talking to parents, it is important to let your children know why. You don't instruct. Instruction is the contents, but the content is not important. The content is not what comes first. It is the reason behind the content that comes first. It's part of what we do in the academy, because when you are not there, have you ever wondered why we have children that all of a sudden have the opportunity to either go to a boarding school or they go to the university and they become very wired? That is because over time they have been bombarded with content. Content generated parents without their inputs. Parents did not factor their style, their environments, their personality. Parents didn't put that into consideration. The parent just came up with the content, and then the content cannot stand the test of the things they are faced with out there. So when we work with parents in our academy, we tell them, we take them through some of these things. The child is not a robot, and every child should think. Like he said, we have our kids asking us every why, because when we drive to school in the morning, as a matter of ritual, as a matter of principle, as a matter of culture, we have what we call, we've not given it a particular name, but we educate ourselves. And that is the process of feeding them into the system of why we do these things and allow them to ask questions. One day, my daughter asked me, said, why can't God forgive devil? And because I was teaching her forgiveness, and then she's practicing it. And then she's bringing out content, you see? She's bringing out content. So what happens is you put it to the children, and then they will, like he said, they become more creative. They will give you content. So she now, in a bid to bring out content, that question was part of what she brought up. And why can't, because we just talked about forgiveness, why can't God even forgive devil? Since you are just, that threw me off balance. I wouldn't lie to you for a moment. That is the depth of the why we're asking children. I mean, that children can ask. You get it? So these are some of the things we do in the academy. And like I said the other time too, the same the system also tried to work with people, trains people that are interested in either becoming parenting experts or marriage counselors or whatever they want to do. So that's the academy in summary. I don't know if I tried to summarize. You know, my summary is not like a summary.
It's awesome. It's awesome. You know, our time is fast spent now because we've got to leave now. The technical stuff, it's really awesome, but we still give glory to God for having it. We'll give glory to God. Your final word tonight, sir. Your final word.
Okay. I mean, my final word is telling everyone out there that parenting modeling is key, because whatever we model is what we're able to deliver. That's posterity, and that's what we can deliver to next generation. You can imagine when God said that he was so confident that Abraham would train his children in the ways of God. So confident. So the question is, what is God confident about us? You know, can he be the same about us in terms of our parenting?
Yeah, thank you. And
Thank
from
you
me,
so much. Go ahead, man.
Yes, I would say that, can you confidently pass the baton? The children you are raising, can you beat your chest to say that these ones will be the end time army, the people that will transform a lot of things in this generation? Are your children representing the values you have instilled in them out there? And lastly, I would say that every family should put together a family culture that has the involvement of the children. It is a major error to come up with a family culture without involving your kids, no matter how young you think they are. If the child in the womb can hear, it means your 1-year-old can hear. The child can only. So have a family culture, but not the one that you brought in as the lion of the tribe of your home. Let them be involved in the process. It is that family culture that will shape parenting, that will shape the preteen stage, that will shape every phase that you go through, especially in the family, so that you will also know that every child you have the opportunity to parent. I would always say that's a potential husband, that's a potential wife, that is a potential president or governor, that is a potential leader, and of course, that is automatically and more importantly a child of God, a candidate for heaven. So who are you parenting? How intentional are you in parenting your kids?
Wow. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Team Karl, Florence, and I'm Chukwuweike. Thank you so much for your time this wonderful evening on another edition of Parenting. We've been doing for the past 2 editions now, just introduction on parenting. By the grace of God, by next week, we will start faith and parenting, Bible and parenting, money and parenting, character and parenting, politics, education and parenting. We'll take it one after the other. We'll start it like that so that we can have broad perspective of all this. And I'm so happy that we have the capable one who can teach us and take us to the higher dimension in this topic. Again, I want to say thank you to you, to your couple. Lastly, I understand you have a book, When Marriage Does Not Make Sense. Is that the title? You have a book.
Yes.
Wow. Well, we're going to talk about those materials when marriage does not make sense. Why? Because I still believe there's a connection between that and parenting also. Why? Because if you groom our kids very well, we're grooming them to become great, better, total man, total woman. So they need to be armed with those needed information, just like the way we were being taught many years ago that 2 plus 2 is 4, and we're not taught 2 naira or $2 plus $2 equals to $4. So, but people are just concerned 2 plus 2 is 4, and many are not aware of $2 plus $2 from their tender age. So thank you so much. You've come to the end of today's edition. And to everyone that joined us, Idausa Fortress, thank you so much. Awesome woman Kid. Thank you. And quite a host of others. Thank you. Ade Bisi Ade Bisi Atewo Logun. Thank you all for joining us. We love you all. And thanks everybody again. See you next week, Wednesday, on another wonderful edition of Parenting on WaohLife TV. God bless you. Thank you. Bye.